Welcome to Business Turnaround, your go-to podcast for insightful strategies on managing companies in decline or distress. I'm your host, Marek Niedzwiedz from Axia Capital, and today we are going to talk about a difficult but sometimes necessary decision, liquidating a business. Let's get it started. Now, let's be honest, liquidation is often seen as the last unwanted resort. It's the word that no business owner wants to hear and the option we all hope we can avoid. But sometimes after exploring every avenue, every turnaround strategy, liquidation becomes the most pragmatic choice. And while it is never easy, it can be the cleanest and more responsible way to minimize losses, clear debts, and free up resources for new projects. I've been there myself. Having liquidated 3 businesses, I know firsthand that this process is as much about protecting what's left as it is about letting go. The goal in liquidation isn't failure. It's about minimizing liabilities, ensuring debts are cleared as much as possible, and preserving your ability to move forward. It's about recognizing when a turnaround is no longer feasible and taking control of the exit in the most strategic way possible. One of the hardest parts of liquidation is the impact it has on your employees. They are often the heart of the business, and having to disrupt their lives can weigh heavily. Transparency is crucial here. It's essential to communicate with your team openly and honestly, allowing them to prepare for the transition. Liquidation doesn't mean you failed them. It means you are doing what's necessary to preserve your integrity and their future opportunities. Employees value honesty, and even though the news may be hard, delivering it with transparency and compassion will leave a positive, lasting impression. Beyond employees, there are also the relationships with customers, suppliers, and other stakeholders to consider. In many ways, these relationships define the success of your business, and a liquidation can strain or even sever them. Again, transparency and clear communication are your best tools here. Reach out to your key partners, explain the situation, and offer as much clarity as you can about the next steps. By doing this, you leave the door open for future collaborations, even if your current venture is coming to an end. There is also the issue of reputation. In some industries, liquidation can carry a stigma. It's seen as a failure, but I want to challenge that perception. Liquidation doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing when it's time to stop pouring resources into something that's no longer viable. It means freeing yourself up to focus on the next opportunity, and that takes courage. When handled responsibly, liquidation can be a strategic pivot rather than a defeat. What many business owners don't realize is that liquidation can actually provide a clean exit. It allows you to wrap up the business in a structured way, ensuring that debts are managed and liabilities minimized. This gives you the freedom to move on to the new ventures without the burden of a struggling company hanging over you. And often, with the lessons learned from the experience, your next project will be stronger, leaner, and more likely to succeed. However, let's not sugarcoat it. Liquidation is challenging. It disrupts people's lives, affects your company's relationships, and requires difficult conversations. But when faced with a business that cannot be turned around, it can also be the most responsible decision. It's about taking control of the situation rather than letting the business drag you further into debt or uncertainty. In the end, the key takeaway is this: liquidation isn't about failure. It's about facing reality and making the best decision for the future. By approaching it with transparency, responsibility, and clear focus on the next opportunity, you can turn what seems like an end into a new beginning. Thank you for tuning in to Business Turnaround. I hope today's episode has given you some perspective on liquidation as a strategic option. If you're facing tough decisions in your business and don't know which path to take, feel free to reach out. And don't forget to subscribe to catch our next episode, where we'll continue exploring strategies to bring businesses back to profitability, or when needed, provide a responsible exit strategy. Bye for now.